Good morning and good evening, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So, today is the final demo or last demo. So, we have extended the payment link till today. Make the payment today. From tomorrow, this meeting ID will change and you will get a new meeting link. Tomorrow, I'm going to be showing how to install Power BI and SQL in your computer, in your laptop. I'll give you today what kind of a laptop configurations that you need to have it, right? So let me go to Naukri.com and explain how many jobs we have. If you simply go to Naukri.com and look for only Power BI. So don't mention anything. If you simply put Power BI or Power BI developer, how many jobs you will be able to get. Power BI has almost 9,319 jobs. What are they asking? Power BI, Windows, SSRS, data warehousing. All of them we cannot learn. At least Power BI and data warehousing, SQL, this kind of a things we need to learn. So most of the companies are going to be asking, right? Data warehousing, Azure Data Factory is similar to your SSIS, ETL. I will be talking about this. SQL, it is mandatory, right? Everywhere SQL is mandatory, right? SQL is mandatory. So you are going to be having SSAS is mandatory, right? So sometimes Python also people are asking. So I am not recommending Python today. Python will become very good course, but at this time, learning everything will become useless, right? SQL you need to concentrate more and more. Everybody is going to be asking SQL, right? So if you wanted to become a Power BI developer today, these many jobs are available. But the question, are we capable of handling or giving the interview today? Do you have the full skill? No, people are learning, 1 hour of SQL, 10 days of SQL, 5 days of SQL, 1 week of Power BI. These kind of a people will not get a job forever. Now, let me show you what kind of a laptop you need to buy for this course. I'm using Lenovo laptop. So I want to give you a laptop below 35,000 rupees, not more than that. And 35,000 rupees laptops, you can buy 4 GB of RAM and something like that. So any processor, AMD Ryzen processor, and what is the 512 GB disk and RAM capacity, probably 4 GB or more than that. So if you have a minimum 4 GB of RAM, you can buy the laptop, and the processor can be Ryzen or i3 or i4. Any generation is fine. Any generation is fine. And AMD processor is also good. And minimum 512 GB hard disk or your SSD. So 4 GB of RAM is the minimum, any processor. And the third configuration, 512 GB of hard disk need to have. That's it. This is the one. And 35,000 rupees is sufficient for you to buy. Let me give the link. If you wanted to order this, you can go ahead and order the laptop. Okay. So this is the one you need to get it. People who missed yesterday's class, today you will be able to get that class. If you don't get it, you can just call me on this number or ping me. This is my direct number. You will be able to get previous two demos. This is my direct number. So for the lab support, daily you need to connect with me in the evening. We'll be having one-to-one lab support in the evenings anytime, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whenever you get a free time, just ping me or call me so that we can connect one-to-one using different meeting ID. I will be able to sort out your issues, right? So make a note of this number. People who are new, you need to fill the form and try to join this. So if you're not able to fill the form, at least send me a hi message with your name and email ID. I can give you these forms. Chalo, guys. So this is one thing I'm recommending. The next one, uh, don't go beyond 30,000 rupees. So 35,000 rupees is fine. So don't buy very costly. More than 35,000 rupees is also not needed. So this is also very good laptop. You can go in for 30,000 rupees. This is also good laptop you can buy and try to install. If you don't have laptop ready, at least get the laptop within 1 week of time. Not tomorrow, at least 1 week you take and buy a laptop. This one is i3, 8 GB of RAM, and this is also good laptop. You can buy it from Lenovo brand. Lenovo, I'm recommending because I'm using it. So you can use any HP brand, Dell brand, whatever you like. So all of them I'm posting in your chart. You can buy any one of these laptops, right? And 41, 27 is also fine. 33, this laptop is also good, Lenovo brand. So enough, right? So don't buy cheaper laptops and you know co- so these are the laptops. You can choose one laptop, minimum 4 GB of RAM, any processor except Celeron processors. Never buy if the processor is AMD Ryzen, it is good. Celeron you never buy. So you will get a laptops with Celeron. So this is, I don't recommend Celeron processor. I don't recommend. So if anybody sees this kind of a processors, you never buy. See, it is cheaper. And what is the processor? Celeron. Never buy these laptops for personal use also. Chal. So today let us continue further, and I want to go ahead and continue the demo number three. And in the demo number three, I'm going to be talking about a use case from Amazon.com. So how Amazon.com is going to be doing data analytics program. So that is what I wanted to implement, and let me quickly jump into my notes. Demo 2, which spoken about how the IT companies are storing your data in different platforms. That is what we have discussed yesterday. And today I wanted to speak about the history about SQL to become a data engineer or a data analyst. SQL knowledge is required. Microsoft is going to be giving you SQL Server. You can also learn Oracle. MySQL is a free course that is also many companies are teaching. But I don't recommend Power BI people to learn MySQL or Teradata. Learn SQL Server. And so this is released in 1970s. SQL is released. RDBMS concept is released in 1970s, but sequels our history, I want to tell you. This is Microsoft tool. It is released RDBMS tool. It is the first version is released in 1.0 version in 1989 by Microsoft. Okay, it is a purely SQL or RDBMS or database management tool or a software. If somebody says SQL and RDBMS, what is that you should remember? It can store your data, you can retrieve the data. What kind of a data it can store? GBs of data, right? 500 GB, 1000 GB, like that. GBs of data it can store. Any SQL need not be this Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, Teradata. I have given you a couple of names, right? So you need to understand like this. But this is released by Microsoft. The next version is 3.0, then 5.0, then 7.0, then 2000. The version number is 2000. It is released in the year 2000. Later, later, you have one more tool got released in 2005. So year is 2005. You can understand. In this also, they have same SQL and database. Database means it can store your data. SQL means it is a language that you can use inside RDBMS to retrieve the data. What is SQL? We can understand later in the classes. In this, they have added MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence got added. So MSBI means what? It is a part of three tools: SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. Three tools got added in 2005, almost 20 years back. Right? What is SSIS? We'll understand today. It is SQL Server Integration Services. It is one application, small application, which is a ETL software. What is the meaning of ETL today? We'll understand. Extract the data, transform the data, and load the data. Remember this. It is going to be extracting the data, transforming the data, loading the data. This is the tool, SSIS, which is launched which year? 2005, 20 years back. Now, today, one more tool is also there in MSBA. MSBA means three tools. The second tool is called SSAS, which is what is called analysis tool. So here we are going to be analyzing the data. We'll do a lot of analysis in this data. Okay. And here we are going to be creating a lot of cubes. We are going to be creating a lot of cubes. What normally we do today, we'll understand. We are going to be processing the data. What is the processing? Already I told you in first demo number one, but today we elaborate more. So the next one I'm talking about SSRS, reporting services. Now, this reporting service is where people can create a lot of reports and dashboards, right? So, lot of reports and dashboards, lot of visualizations. You will be able to create visualizations, charts. You will be able to create. So, any reporting tool can be used to create a report. Lot of beautiful visualizations. Excel is also number one reporting tool. When you go to Excel, and when you write some data, let me write. For example, January sales is at $20 million, February sales is at $12 billion, March sales is, let us say, $4 million or million. Some data you have. This data you take it, go to insert, go to these are the charts. Go to one chart and click on like this. You will be able to see the chart. Now tell me, what is this? It is a visualization. We are able to create a lot of reports with the help of Excel. But why Excel is not used today? Why are we using Power BI? Limited data. Now today we are talking about a terabyte of data, petabyte of data. That data Excel cannot handle it. Right? I told you yesterday, right? If you wanted to go to America, you can use a flight. But does not mean that a flight is so powerful. I wanted to go to moon or the Mars. Can I use a flight? No, you need to change the tool. Excel can do beautiful things, but Excel is not the ultimate application to create uh, visualizations for unlimited data. You cannot do that. That is where Excel is failing. When Excel is failing, Power BI is starting, right? When Excel is failing, Power BI is starting. So that is what you need to understand. If the flight cannot be used to go to moon or the Mars, you can use a rocket. Clear? But rocket cannot be used for to go to America from India. No, you cannot use like that. For small data, the better go in for Excel only, right? Because unnecessary licenses and everything will be there in Power BI. Small data, number one reporting tool is Excel sheets only, even today. But if you know Excel, companies will recruit you and give you 20,000 rupees salary. So never, never say you know Excel, right? If you know Excel, you have 7 years of non-IT job. I have only learned Excel there. After that, I moved to SQL and Power BI. Last 3 years, I'm creating a lot of reports using Power BI. That point will increase your salary. All right. So these are the things. So when you install SQL Server in your computer, so all of them will be installed. What is the current version SQL Server we have today? We have many versions got released. So 2008 is the next version. Then 2012, then 2014, right? 2014, then 2016. Okay. Then 2019. Today, 2022, we have. I'm going to be giving you this software. You will be able to get it today once you make the payment. So tomorrow, I'll show you how to install either this version or this version you can install. So to install this, what is the configuration that you need to have? I have given you Windows 10 or 11 is required. Okay, and we need to install Microsoft SQL Server. Which version? 2019 or 2022. Then Power BI we are going to be installing. So tomorrow, this is the softwares that you need to install. So when you install this version, you will get a SQL plus MSBI also will get installed, right? So don't worry about it. What is the hardware? Hardware, just now I told you what kind of an hardware you need to have. Minimum 4 GB of RAM and 512 GB of disk or SSD, and any processor except Celeron. Okay, I don't recommend Celeron processors, and any processors you can buy i3, i4, or AMD, all of them you can buy. Okay, so blah blah blah. So this is the laptop and software configuration. If you don't have Windows 10 or 11, you need to go to hardware shop and upgrade yourself. If you don't have a laptop ready, get the laptop within weeks time. Okay, so this is what we're going to be understanding today. SSRS is gone. Today we are going to be using Power BI, and SSIS and SSAS we are going to be using in the real time also. And let me give you a use case. Okay, so today I'm talking about demo number 3, and what is the use case? I'm talking about today Amazon company wanted to analyze their data. They have so much of data worldwide. Amazon company wanted to do data analysis, data analytics or analysis they wanted to do on their data. Why data analytics? To understand the past. That is what we discussed. So how the company is growing last 5 10 years, they wanted to see city by city, country by country, year by year, festival by festival, they wanted to analyze. Last 5 years, Ramadan sales in India. Last 5 years, Diwali sales in India. Last 5 years, Christmas sales in India. Like that, a festival, seasonality variations they wanted to know, or month by month, quarter by quarter, year by year. So product by product, like that, they want to have category by category, men category, women category, shoes category, furniture category, electronics category, TVs category, phones category, mobile phones, iPhone versus different brands or Samsung, like that. They wanted to analyze the past data because so much of a sales is happening worldwide today in Amazon company. Clear? Now, you ask them, sir, where is your data? That is the first question you ask. Because if you wanted to do analysis, you need to have the data. This is the raw material, right? So if you ask where is the data, they will have a lot of issues, a lot of challenges with the data. Bigger company will have a lot of issues with their data. The first issue they'll say, Bhaskar, the data is not available in a single location. Location is the biggest issue. Some of the data in US, some of the data in India, some of the data in Japan, some of the data in Dubai, some of the data in Singapore, like that, some of the data in Sweden, right? So they'll say, we are running business all over the world. We are storing the data locally. India data, they cannot store it in the US. If they store like that, India servers will not respond. For example, I wanted to go here and search. So if the data is stored in America, means you don't get a quicker response. Clear? Locally, the companies are going to store this data. When you click on this, immediate fraction of less than 2 milliseconds, it has to load. Less than 1 millisecond, it has to load. That means this data locally it has to be stored. Technically, I'm speaking. Clear? It cannot be stored in America. It cannot be stored in Australia, even though it is American company. Locally, they're going to be storing somewhere, maybe in Delhi, maybe in Hyderabad, maybe in Gujarat, maybe in Jaipur. We don't know. Somewhere the local store is going to happen. This is one issue. They wanted to see companies' data. Even in India, they don't store all the data in single place. Some data will be in Hyderabad, some data will be in Jaipur, some data will be there in, let us say, Delhi. Like that, they are going to be storing their data in different data centers. Clear? So location is the biggest issue for you to gather complete data. Second issue is that environment. The different platforms they may develop in India, they may be using, let us say, Java. In India, when you open, it may be .NET or it may be Python web application, or you may use Android application in your phone by the Amazon product, or you may be using Apple iPhone. iOS application is running there. So, and some of the data may be in Excel sheets, some of the data may be in CSV files, notepads. We don't know where is their data. The data is not there in single place, data is not there in single application, and different applications are running for one business. Remember, it is Amazon company, one business, only one. People are going to be launching and buying the products. Clear? Where is the data getting stored? Different places, different applications they're being used. And what is the size of the data? It is, they may have small size data if the sales is not happening, or medium size means they may have gigabyte or terabytes of data, very large size data, or they may have extra large data also, Excel size data or a double Excel, triple Excel data, that is extra large data. This kind of a data is called as a big data. We don't know. So if we have a small size data, smaller hardware, in a configuration, environment capacity will be somewhat minimum hardware is required. But when you have extra large data, more hardware, more people, more internet, router configurations, lot of things you need to include, right? So all of them you have to think about it. Now, what about accuracy of the data? That is Amazon data. Do you guarantee that it is a clean data? Somebody gives you data. You go to supermarket and buy some vegetables, potato, tomato. Do you think that even though you're buying vegetables from supermarket or online, do you clean the vegetables or do you cook as it is? So, whatever be the data the Amazon is giving, accuracy means how clean it is. Can I use this data as it is? Answer is no. Low accuracy, or it may be having medium accuracy, or it may be having high accuracy. High accuracy means very cleaned data. I can use ready to eat food. You cannot need not clean the food, simply boil and eat it. Maggi noodles. No need of cleaning. Everything is cleaned already. You simply use the ready to eat food. So but 90% of the time, we don't use ready to eat food, right? We are going to be getting raw vegetables or chicken. We are going to be cleaning them. We are going to be peeling them. We are going to be doing a lot of circus on the raw material. So, for the data analytics or the data science, the biggest issue is this issue. What is the issue? Issue is data is not ready to use data. So you have a potato. Do you think that potato can be used as it is? No, 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 no. You have to do a lot of circus. Get the potato, put the water and clean. Step number one. Step number two, peeling the potato. That is step number two. Step number three, cutting the potato. That is step number three. Step number four, putting the potato into salty water. And step number five, and soak them for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and add the turmeric and the pepper and fry them into the your oil, right? How many steps you have done? So to eat your potato, you are not going to be taking the potato as it is. A lot of steps are involved. So if somebody gives you data, data cannot be used as it is. We are going to be peeling, cutting, and putting into oil and adding salt. A lot of circus is going to be happening. This circus is called as a transformations technically, right? Peeling a potato, cleaning a potato, cutting a potato, adding a salt to the potato. Transformation number one, two, three, four, right? If you get a tomato, you need to ask how tomato can be used. You ask your grandmother. So grandmother will say, "Hey, tomato puree I need, Bhaskar. So what I should do? I need to clean tomato and put them into grinder, make a tomato puree." So that is how my grandmother wanted to use. I asked my mother, how you wanted to use a tomato? My mother is going to say, you cut them in slices. I would like to use in my salad. Now tell me, different transformations are applied on the same potato, same tomato. My grandmother is needing tomato puree. My mother needs a tomato slices. Now It is also tomato, that is also tomato. Different transformations are applied so that you will get different shapes to the data, different shapes to the tomato. Clear? How you wanted to use your data, based on that you need to transform. So before transform, you need to clean, right? So cleaning 1 kg potato is easy, but cleaning 100 ton potato will be difficult. Clear? So here we are going to be using bigger machines to clean and make the accuracy more clear. So what is the biggest challenge in the data? Data cleaning, data readiness. And that too will have bigger sizes of data because of these two things. And the data cannot be in single location, single environment. That is also one more biggest challenge. Locational also biggest challenge. Like that, you have much more challenges in the data. Data is not ready to use data. It is not ready to, take it as it is. Very, smallest time, or, 0.0001, the data may be more accurate. Otherwise, most of the time you need to clean the data. So that is when we are going to be using ETL tools. Extracting the data means get the data from here, get the data from here, get the data from here. Extracting means reading and loading, getting the data from the different sources. Transformation means, I told you, cleaning the data, making the standards of the data, cutting, peeling, then applying salt, putting the turmeric, put them into oil. All these steps are called transformations. Then finally, you are going to be dumping your cleaned data, load and put them into cold rooms, or you need to keep your potato chips, or puree, you need to save them in your refrigerators, cold rooms. Clear? So which tools I'm going to be using means ETL tools are going to be used. That is what you need to understand. Any company is going to be using one tool called ETL tool. Okay, you go to a company will have data in different computers, different servers. This data belong to which company we're talking about? This company belong to OLTP databases. This data belong to Amazon company. What is OLTP? We'll talk. Okay, we need to. I have given you one more thing now. OLTP data. OLTP means what? Online transaction processing. Okay, what is this? We'll talk about it. So don't worry about it. So this data is source data, Amazon fresh data, online. Okay, transaction processing. Transaction means what? Whatever you do in the real time today, transaction. In Telugu, transaction means lavadevi. In Telugu, right? So transaction means what? You're buying a product. That is a transaction. You're canceling the order in Amazon, a transaction. You're inquiring for the course in Go Online. It is also a transaction. You're canceling a hotel booking, a transaction, right? You're doing anything today in the world, that is a transaction, right? Every transaction will have a data. Who's going to be capturing the data? That application is going to be capturing. For example, you go to Walmart today, or a Big Basket today, Big Bazaar today, you buy some products. When you go to billing counter, a bill is generated, a transaction code buying the products got completed. All your data is going to be saved in the Walmart computer or Big Basket computer. You go to bank and you try to withdraw some cash. That is a transaction. The data will be stored in the banking server computer. Server means a bigger computer. You use a phone pay, you pay the fees today. You transfer some funds today. What will happen? In your bank account, some transaction is going to be happening. That is cash withdrawal. In my account, cash deposit is going to happen. These are two transactions will happen. Plus, phone pay also record this. Whatever you're doing, phone pay also stores its data in its own server. So three places the data will get written, updated, modified. So three transactions are going to happen when you do one cash funds transfer. Clear? Like that everywhere, whatever you're using it today, all these are called as OLTP applications. OLTP means online transaction processing. Whatever you whenever you do any kind of a uh, transaction, the data is going to be captured. OLTP always will have fresh data. Remember this. OLTP means what? Fresh data. Now tell me, if I go and make EMI, loan EMI today to my bank, what is that? Fresh data. You go and buy Amazon one laptop today. What is that? Fresh data. You go book my show and book a movie ticket today. What is it? It is a fresh data. So OLTP means it can be any computer, any application which is going to be storing a fresh data. That is what you need to understand. It may be in US, it may be Java application, right? So US people connecting to the Java and buying a lot of products. In India, we may be using a .NET application that we do not know. As a layman, do you know what is application this is all about? Do you know what application, how they have developed? They may be using Java, Python, .NET, Angular, JS. I don't know, but I'm not worried also. But simply I go and buy it. So this is what is called as I'm using. Or some people may call center. Call center may be in Dubai, but call center may have Excel data. That is also Amazon data only. Lot of written products data, complaints data will be here like that. They may have some data in SAP and a lot of inventory data, this data. It may be there in, let us say, Singapore. So all the data belong to them only. And this data is a fresh data. So what you do? You're going to be getting this data. I wanted to get this data from here. I would like to get the data from here. I wanted to get the data from here. All the data I wanted to take and perform ETL operations on this. What is the meaning of it? SSIS I'm going to be using. SS means SQL Server Integration Services, which is going to be extracting the data, reading. And transforming means cleaning. Transformation means I told you already. Transform the data and load. So where is going to be loading? All the data it is going to be getting from different servers. It is putting into a single place. This place is called as staging computer. Staging means a temporary. Staging server. Compulsory, you need to know these terminologies. So the all the terminologies, you need to know technical knowledge. You need to have temporary space. So here you are going to be doing data cleaning activity. Okay, you get the data. You are going to be dumping the data. All the data cleansing is going to be happening here, right? So this is a bigger computer. And what software we're going to be installing here? It is going to be having SQL software only. Some software you need to have. Buy a bigger computer. What software we're going to be installing in the staging server? SQL. SQL means what? Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, MySQL. Any one bigger computer going to be buying, install the server and get all the data from here. You're going to be keeping it here. Data cleansing is going to be happening. Means what? You may remove duplicates. If you have a dupes data, remove it. If you have a misspelled data, correct it. Correct misspelled data. Can you guarantee that you don't have any spelling mistakes in the data? You have thousands of mistakes. And you need to fill the blank data, fill in blank values. Sometimes people will not fill all the data, fill in a blank value. Sometimes you have to convert the data. For example, rupees is there, convert into US dollars. Convert. Sometimes you need to split the data or merge the data. You do blah blah blah. So all of them are called data cleansing activities. Clear? Data as it is cannot be used. I have given you tomato. We are not going to use as it is. We are going to be using salad means slices. Tomato puree means grinding. Same tomato. Or sometimes a tomato we put them into the oil and make a tomato pickle or something like that. So tomato can be in different forms later. So however you want it to eat, you need to have the requirement and convert like that. So same data, I wanted to see differently. For example, you buy the laptop today in Indian rupees, but Amazon CEO wanted to see the Indian rupees into American dollars. He does not understand INR, right? He wanted to convert all the profits and sales into USD. So that is his requirement. Now tell me, what is the total sales happened in India? We'll say 120 crores. He will say, let us say $1 billion, like that, because 1 billion is equivalent to 100 crore. $1.2 billion sales happened in India last quarter. So this is how that people will see same data in different standards, formats. So this is what is called conversion. Clear? Data. But end of the day, different way you can see the data. That is how you need to convert the data. This conversion is called as transformation. Clear? Cleaning, data conversion, data transformation, all of them are important on your data. Now, now tell me what will happen. So this is OLTP data, means the fresh data. You are connecting here. You wanted to buy a laptop today. You go and order one laptop. Some data is going to be written. Like that, people are buying and buying, buying and buying, morning to evening. Who's this guy called? End user. End user is buying and buying, buying and buying, buying and buying. One day, these servers are full. Even in America, people are buying. So data is coming and coming and coming and coming. One day, computer is completely full. So one day that will happen. You cannot control. One day this will be full, this will be full, this will be full, this will be full. Completely data is full. Last 6 months data is there. All the computers are full. What I should do? You need to run this software. Now, this is going to be getting the data, dumping all the data here. So, all the data you will be able to get it and make the space for new data. You need to empty these computers. You need to get the data, all the data, you need to bring it and you need to dump it here. You have to make the space available here, because again the sales is going to be happening. Again, new data comes. Again, you will be able to get new data next 6 months. These computers will be full again, right? So every day people are buying and buying, buying and buying. But one day the source, the computers, the Amazon computers, OLTP computers are getting a fresh data. But after some time, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, sometime these computers will become full, right? Because they will also have some kind of an hardware that will be full. But what should I do with the old data? 6 months got over, it will become now old data. 1 year data is old data. What should I do? You have to extract all old data once in a year, once in a 6 months, once in a month. Companies are going to be performing ETL operations, extract the data, dump all the data into the staging machine. So here they are going to be cleaning the data. Clear? So clean the data, what will happen? Where the cleaning is process is going to be happening in the staging server. Clean the data. What you do? You are going to be taking it from here. This data will be again taken by SSIS, and all the data, it is going to be dumped on your final server. Okay, this server is called as a data warehousing server. So server means bigger computer, bigger hardware. So what is the server I'm talking about here? Data warehouse server. What I told you, large hardware, but what software? SQL software will be installed. So this is the data warehousing machine, right? So you will be able to get the cleaned data here. So this data is going to come, right? So I'm talking about this data. This data will come here. So here also I'm going to be deleting. I'm so again this copy of the data. This data is again getting filled. All the data will come here. Again, once it is done, once it is cleaned, all the data, next 6 months data also will come here. The next 6 months data also will be going here. So this is the data will get empty. Clear? Like that, every month or every annum, you will be able to get the data, and all the data will be going to where? To the staging area where you're going to be cleaning, and the clean data finally going to the where? In your data warehousing server. I'll give you a simple example. You go to shop number one, buy tomato, potato. Go to shop number two, buy milk and cheese. Go to shop number three, buy fish, chicken, and a lot of vegetables you're buying. So those are the sources for your vegetables. Clear? Now what you do? So this is shop number one. You think like that. This is shop number one. 1 minute. I want to. Okay. This is shop number one. So you're buying a lot of vegetables here. So what you do? Shop number two, shop number three, all the vegetables, what you do? You are going to be keeping them in temporary place. This is what is called your carry bag. Carry bag means your temporary area, staging server. Temporarily buying a vegetable, put it into carry bag. You carry a bag temporarily. After coming home, what you do? You open the bag, clean vegetables, clean tomato, everything. Cleaned vegetables, where are you going to keep? Refrigerator. Your cleaned vegetables are available in refrigerator. Your cleaned data is available in data warehousing. That's it. Clear? Carry bag, what is it? Staging area. So you go to a shop, buy good potato and buy good tomato. But do you think that is it 100% cleaned? No. Again, you clean the potato, clean the tomato. So carry bag is a staging area. Clear? But after that, what you do? Carry bag will be empty. All the vegetables will be here. So that is what you need to understand. Data warehouse means a bigger place. Your carry bag will be 5 kg carry bag or 10 kg carry bag, but this will be can handle 1 week of at least 230 liter, 500 liter capacity, of a refrigerator. You will have more and more data coming in. So here you are going to be having a fresh data. Fresh data will come, but after 1 year, after 1 month, the data will go here and here. So this data is historical data. Old data is available in your data warehousing machines. Clear? Every month you assume you are getting 500 GB of data every month. So every month of 500 GB of data you're transferring here. So 500 GB into 12 months data, it will become slowly 6000 GB in 1 year. It will become 6 terabytes of 1 year. 10 years of data, slowly it will become 60 to 100 terabytes of data. So here you're having only 500 GB of capacity, small sizes of computers. But every time you're taking 500 GB, all the data put together 500 GB. You think like that. Every day you're going to be dumping the data, or every week you're dumping the data, or every month you're going to be dumping the data. We don't dump data every day, but at least alternative weeks, alternative months, or 15 days once, 10 days once, depends upon the requirement. All the data will go. This data will be old data, historical data. OLTP will have always a fresh data. Remember that. Okay. That is what you need to understand. So if somebody asks you what is OLTP and what is OLAP. So this computer is called as, so data warehousing is called as what? It is going to be called as a OLAP system. We have two kinds of a system, OLAP and OLTP. OLAP means the data, fresh data. OLAP means historical data. Remember, you go to Tirumala Tirupati or you go to church, you put some cash in the hundis or gift box. That is a fresh gift. But once the hundi is full, what do they do? Once in a week, once in a 10 days, all the hundis are going to be opened. The gift boxes are going to be opened. All the items that you have donated to the God, fresh items, a fresh gift, gold, jewelry. Some people will put the cash, some people put the coins, some people put lot of things. All of them will be taken and dumped into a bigger locker. The bigger locker is called data warehouse or a bigger storeroom. Again, hundis are empty. People are donating the everyday, items to the God, right? In the churches, in the masjid, in your temples. That is what the hundis are, nothing but your OLTP buckets. right? Hundi size cannot be very bigger. There is a size. It can accommodate 6 months or 1 year of items, or not more than that, right? So at least once in a 6 months, once in a 3 months, the boxes are will be opened, and they're going to be collecting all the items, and all the items will be cleaned and segregated, neatly organized into the bigger locker. The bigger locker is called your OLAP or data warehousing. So fresh data will come here. Who's going to be giving gifts and everything? End users. What is the size of the data here? Small data, small size data. What is the size they may be having? So your hundis and everything, not very bigger ones. Small size means maybe 500 GB of data every month we can accommodate, right? And this read and write data. 80% of the time you are buying more and more products in Amazon.com. You go to a banking computer, you're going to be doing a lot of writings. So once in a while, you check your balance, remaining time transferring the funds, withdraw funds. More writing is going to be happening in your OLTP applications. Now, what is OLAP? OLAP means what? Online analytical processing. Very, very important interview question. It is not a fresh data, which is historical data. Hmm? It is not small size data. Every month, 500 GB, it will become slowly 500 GB into 12 months. It will become slowly terabytes of data, right? So it is historical data, completely read only data. Who's going to be using this history? Not you. It will be used by the business users or the managers in the company. Business users are called your CEO, CFO. Your company management is going to be using this data. Clear? So, whenever you use a banking application, what kind of an application it is? It is a OLTP application. People will ask you in the interview, do you have do you use OLTP application? If yes, tell me what are the OLTP application that you have used. Whatever we are using OLTP, because we create a fresh data. You go to Airtel, you recharge your phone, fresh data. You go to bank, apply for a loan, fresh data. You pay EMI, fresh data. You go to Book My Show, and you go to irctc.com, you go to yatra.com, you go to any application, phone pay, Google Pay, whatever be the application, it may be Java, .NET, SAP, X, Y, Android application, all of them are called OLTP, OLTP, OLTP. OLTP means these applications are used by end users. Lot of data will get generated. It is a fresh data. But someday, phone pay computers also will be become full. So phone pay will be using phone pay OLTP computers and the phone pay OLAP computers or data warehousing computers. Once in a month, old data will go. Today, you booked, for example, you booked one movie ticket. Okay, today. But what about 5 years back? You would have seen Bahubali movie or Avatar movie. Where is the data? Bahubali movie 10 years back, you would have booked the ticket. Where is the data? The data would have gone to from OLTP to OLAP. Book My Show will have two types of computers. One is called OLTP. Fresh data comes, that is your hundis. The next data, old data, once in a month, once in a week, once in a year, the data will be loaded to the OLAP. You need to understand always these two things. OLTP means small buckets, right? You understand like this. You don't have a water supply at home. You are morning 6 o'clock getting a water tanker to the street. What you do? You are going to be taking a bucket. This is your plastic bucket. You think like this. This is your bucket. So you take and catch the get the water in the street. If the bucket is full, what you do? You are going to be keeping the water into this. Again, you will come back with the empty bucket. Like that, you you are going with the bucket, your sister, your mother, your father, four people are carrying the buckets. What is the bucket size? 30, 40 liter, not more than that. So all the people are capturing the water into the street because you don't have any water supply, you don't have any bore well in your apartment. So morning 6 o'clock water tanker comes, you go with the buckets and you get the water here. The buckets will become empty. Again, you go second time, you again capture the water. So this is second time capturing the water. 30, 40 liters capacity. Data warehouse means a drum. Drum means it will be bigger capacity. Again, you're going to be putting the water here. Again, you go with the empty buckets. Now tell me, why can't you take a drum and go here? In initially, instead of only carrying 30, 40 liters of buckets, why can't you take a drum? Because it is not easy to handle. Why can't we keep data warehousing initially, bigger computer initially? Because if we keep bigger computers, if you have more data, the computer will not respond to the end users. Thousands of people are buying a product, then the computer is heavy, and if it is not responding properly, what will happen? If you have a fat body, can you run quickly? You cannot run quickly. That is the reason OLTP computers, hardware as thin computers. Thin means limited data source, much more people are going to connect with small size data. Clear? But your OLAP or data warehousing, fat computers, fat means heavy hardware, and nobody is going to be connecting the OLAP. You go to ICICI Bank or State Bank of India, you ask them, sir, in 1995, what was my balance? You ask this question, they'll say we cannot give you the data because you are connected to OLTP environment of State Bank of India. You have lost 1 year or lost 2 years of data. You go and ask, sir, what was my balance in March 31st in my account in 1995 or year 2000? You ask this, we cannot give you. Why they cannot give you? Is there any problem? No problem. They don't have the data in OLTP. You are connected to OLTP, but State Bank of India management is connected to your OLAP. They will analyze the data. Last 5 years, how many loans we have given. Last 10 years, how many loans we have given. Last 5 years, how is the customers rate in India? How many transactions per day happening? All this data can be brought in OLAP only. OLAP, more data, less people are going to be connected. Who are they? Your company management. Clear? You need to understand. But every day you are getting the water from here, directly dumping here. But if you don't clean the water, if you have small dust particles in the water, mother will say, don't throw the water directly, get the water and put it here. So this is one more drum or tank number one. This is a tank number one. You clean the water in this. And tank number two, it is a tank number two. Final water will come. So this is a tank number one. This is a tank number two. Clear? So every day you are lifting the water manually, putting it here, cleaning and putting it here. But my friend told me, Bhaskar, can't you buy a motor pump? So they told me, Bhaskar, don't manually put the water. Buy a motor pump. So I can go and buy lot of motor pumps. This is what is motor pump, right? So motor pump can be connected to everywhere. So this is your ETL. Remember, what is ETL? ETL application means your motor pump. It can connect to buckets, right? So all the buckets you can connect. It can dump into tank number one. So it is working fine. Now it will take now this pump, okay, can take the water and dump into one more tank number two. So this is one more ETL number one. This is ETL number two. Two pumps I'm you going to use. This pump is going to be putting the water here. We clean the water. Cleaned water will go into the final tank. Right? What is ETL means? It is your motor pumps. Extracting means data importing, exporting application. Control C, control V. What is ETL means? It is a pumping water from one place to another, not pumping here. It is a dumping or copy and pasting. In your body, blood will be pumped by one device. That is a heart. Heart is also ETL. ETL means what? Extracting the blood from kidney. It is pumping the blood to brain, feet, foot. So everywhere your blood pumping is going to be happening. So pumping the blood, nothing but your ETL activities. Staging means a cleaning area. In your body, what is cleaning area? Kidney. Kidney is a cleaning area. That is staging. Staging means you eat the food, it will go to the kidney, it will filter, right? It will create a blood will be pumped to whole body. So you have ETL in your body, You have a staging area, that is kidney in your body. That is what you need to understand. Clear? But if you have the data here, is it sufficient? Only data, if you clean it here, can I use? The answer is no. I'll take 5 minutes of time. If I have data, cleaned data is available here, that is sufficient. Is it sufficient? Answer is no. What I should do? I need to go and try to process your data. If I have vegetables here in the refrigerator, can I eat the vegetables? No, 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 no. You need to go to kitchen and try to cook the food. Okay, na? So the next one, you have to take the vegetables or raw data. You have to process the data. Where do you process your vegetables? In your kitchen, right? So all the data will be coming here. For example, I have a 10, I have a 20, I have a data, cleaned data. I have it here. But if I've only cleaned the data, cleaned the vegetables, tomato, potato, raw chicken, milk is available in the refrigerator, what is the use? Somebody has to go to kitchen and process it. Who's going to be going to the kitchen? Your mother, your father, somebody will go. The kitchen is your SSAS. What is SSAS, Nana? It is your kitchen where you're going to be creating a cube and processing your data. So in kitchen, what normally we do, we are going to be processing. So you make chicken biryani, pizza. So if you have 10 and 20, nobody needs raw data. They need a sum. Processing means sum. Or they wanted to have average. They would like to know minimum. They wanted to have a maximum. Now tell me, who's going to be doing these arithmetical operations and everything? A cube where data processing is going to be happening. I have given you two numbers here. In the real time, do you think that only two numbers? Millions and billions of data. Last 10, 20 years of data you need to process and get the sum. You understand, you take 1 billion data, submit manually, you will know the difficulty. You take trillions of data, billions of data, ask different questions, you go mad. For example, I ask, what is the total sales in India? One sum. What is the sales in India last year? One more sum. What is the sales in India last year only for the Apple iPhone latest model? One more sum. I wanted to know South India sales. I wanted to know North India total sales. I wanted to know last 5 years South India versus North India sales. I wanted to know Apple iPhone each model wise sales only in Hyderabad, only in Bangalore, only in, let us say, Sweden, only in Europe, only in Singapore, only in Asia. Now you ask these many sums, you go mad, right? We are not talking about one sum. We are not talking about one average. We are not talking about one minimum, one maximum. You have unlimited data in your data warehousing. You ask thousands of questions to analyze it. So all the data has to go to the cube, and the cube will be processing the kitchen, right? So you will get different sums. But once you cook the food, what you need to do? Okay, I have performed all the arithmetical operations. Processing is done. I have made a good biryani. After that, you need to serve the biryani in a plate, right? Now, what you do, you take this food. You have prepared a lot of food here. This food, you need to take it from the cube, from the kitchen, and you create a chart. This is what is your plate I am talking about. This is what is called your Power BI or any reporting tool. Nothing but your plate. All the food will be served in the plate. This plate will be given to your management. Okay, so this is your kitchen, this is your refrigerator, this is your and after preparing the food, you need to serve them in the visualizations. So which month is good, which year sales is good. So you are going to be serving the cooked food. You take raw vegetables, clean the vegetables, put them into a refrigerator, go to the kitchen, you cook the, create the tasty food, and after that you're going to be serving the food to the your boss or your customers. Clear? So this is what is called complete data analytics means. You get the data, store the data, clean the data, put the data into data warehousing, then process the data, then process data used. and served to the customers in the visualization chart. They don't ask you all the data what time. They'll ask you one question. Tell me last 5 years Ramadan sales in India. Tell me one report. One report you send. Second, ask you, tell me last 5 years Christmas sales in India. Tell me last 1 year Christmas versus Ramadan sales in India. Like that, they'll ask you thousands of requirements for each and every requirement. A data analyst is going to be preparing the reports, will be giving the report to the management of the company. This guy is called as a business user, means a manager in Amazon.com. But we are end users, you and me are connected here. So that our job only to give the data. Whenever you buy a product, our job is done. So after that, your data will be taken, your data is kept in the OLAP, then your data will be analyzed by one more set of people. Those people are called managers, decision makers. Clear? So data analytics is also called as a decision making software. Data OLAP is also called as a decision making software. Your Power BI reporting always created in the data warehousing environment. Data warehouse means large data, historical data, read only data. On that data, you are going to be analyzing. You never create a reports on OLTP. Why? OLTP will have a last 3 months data, last 1 year data, but companies who wanted to analyze last 20 years of sales, last 5 years of sales, OLTP nobody will analyze. OLTP means online transaction. OLAP means online analytical processing. Analysis is going to be done on which data? Historical data, read only data, large data. Data warehouse means you need to say read only data, large data, historical data, all the data you need to do. Data analysis is not done on OLTP. OLTP means fresh data, small data, right? Read and write data. Analysis is going to be done on the OLAP data. So this is the BI architecture. Hope you understood all these things clearly. So ETL we are going to be learning for 25 days, and SQL also you need to learn for 60 hours, 60 days, and data warehousing we are going to be learning for 10 days. SSAS cube for 5 days, and Power BI for almost 60 days. So this is the complete course that you need to know. So this is what we are going to be giving. So from tomorrow, we are going to be learning SQL Server, Power BI, SSIS, and data warehousing. So more importance will be given to SQL Server and Power BI, SSIS, all of them, even though these are important, 40% of the weightage in the interview, 60% of the interview weightage for only for the SQL. But we don't have any online live classes for the SQL. So we are going to be giving you videos. Daily one video will be given. You have to watch one video. And if you have any questions, you can call me, ask me. I have given you your number. So parallelly, daily you need to attend this live class. Okay. First 2 months, we are only working with this. And the third month, so SSIS and data warehousing, and this one will be given. So you need to practice them. Clear? So this is what is the complete course duration. Then assignments, project CV preparation, completely project based. And all of them I'm going to be giving it CV preparation and everything. Interviews you need to do on yourself. You don't ask me for the process. We cannot do anything, but remaining I will be able to give it to you. This is the complete course I'm going to be talking about. So tomorrow I'll show you how to install SQL and Power BI in your computer. If you have any questions, you are welcome. Chalo guys, any questions anybody has? So So these are the people who got the jobs recently. So people will be saying recession, people will be saying many things, but what is important? Do you have the stuff or not? Only end of the day that matters. Do you have any skill or not? So you learn the skill now. You work for a company as a data analyst for 2 years, and you can jump from data analytics to data engineering and get the job. work for 2 years, then jump into generative AI and AI. So this is the path you should be planning for next 3 to 4 years or 5 years. Okay. So I want to take your questions one by one. So let me unmute you guys. Thank you so much.